I'm a toxic friend. Hey you guys, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be digging into what it's like to be a toxic friend and what it's like to have a toxic friend, and just really just dissecting that, right? I have a couple things to share as well from my personal experiences being a toxic friend without realizing that I was, and having a toxic friend, and the burden that that can put on a friendship. So yeah, I do want to get started by reading from the book of Matthew, because I love this chapter so much. It does hold me accountable, and it puts a lot in perspective as to how much we place on others without placing on ourselves, without realizing that we are also flawed. So I'm going to start from the book of Matthew chapter 7. Do not judge, or you too will be judged. For in the same way you judge others, you will be judged. And with the measure you use, it will be measured to you. Why do you look at the speck of sawdust in your brother's eye and pay no attention to the plank in your own eye? How can you say to your brother, let me take the speck out of your eye, when all the time there is a plank in your own eye? Hypocrite, first take the plank out of your own eye, and then you will clearly see to remove the speck from your brother's eye. That is such an important chapter to me. It holds me accountable. It puts a lot in perspective. A lot of times we hold certain people to a standard. We put our friends to such a standard that when they don't meet that standard, we're upset. When our friends aren't able to help us the way we want them to help us, we're mad. But we don't realize that they might be going through stuff too. We don't realize that they have their own burdens and they have their own crosses to carry. So a quick story time. I had this friend that was very dear to me. I mean, I love this person so much, but the thing that I didn't realize was, because of the love that I had for this person and because of the trust that I had for this person, they were the first person I would think to reach out to if anything was going on in my life. I mean, this was my friend, so because she was my friend, I just thought, this is my friend. I can talk to her about anything. I can throw up anything on her. I can, this is my friend. Like, I'm there for a while. Like, we're there for each other. I mean, that's what friendship is. For you to have someone that can console you when you're upset, can be there for you when you're angry, can be there for you when you're happy. In every aspect of life, that is what your friend is there for. At least that's what I thought. And whenever anything was going on, I would call up this friend. I would reach out to this person. I mean, this was my person. And I didn't realize the burden that I was putting on our friendship. I didn't realize the amount of pressure that I was putting on this friendship by coming to this person all the time. Because we have to realize this. We have to realize something. At the end of the day, therapists are there for a reason, okay? And most importantly, God is there for a reason. We oftentimes put so much pressure on our friends to be there for us, to hear us out with everything that's going on in our lives, to console us, to comfort us, and we forget God in this whole equation. At the end of the day, God gave us this life. We have to seek Him to figure out how to go about this life. Whenever anything comes up that might be out of your norm, you go to God, because He knew that was going to happen. He saw that before it happened. So go to Him instead of going to your friend. But anyway, so this friend wasn't really able to be there for me in that capacity. And I started to physically see our friendship deteriorating because of other reasons as well. But in my opinion, I do believe that the burden that I put on the friendship had some part to play in why the friendship fizzled out. I mean, we also had other issues as well. But I do believe that from what I can hold myself accountable for, it was a little bit of the things that I brought as well. Back then I didn't realize that. So it was so easy for me to cut this person off, because I'm just like, well, they're not there for me. They don't want me around. They're not there for me, blah, blah, blah. Let them just go. Let them just go. I just don't want them around me anymore. But now, looking back, I'm able to see that what I did in that friendship was not fair. It was not fair to the other person. I put so much pressure on that person to be there for me, to be my friend, to be my confidant, to be my everything, to be everything that God is supposed to be for me. I put so much pressure in that friendship. And at the time, I didn't realize that I was the toxic one. I remember shortly after the demise of that friendship, I got into another friendship. And that friend was so toxic. Oh my goodness. Like, when I tell you, getting a taste of your own medicine, listen, that friendship was so toxic. I mean, this person will call and not even say, hey, Taiwo, like, what's going on? How are you? Blah, blah, blah. The first thing this person would say is, I need you. The first thing this person would say is, I need you. This person don't even ask how I am. This person don't even care to check in or to make sure that I'm okay or that I'm mentally and spiritually okay to hear this conversation. And I remember that this person would just throw up all their issues on me. I would give them the best advice that I could. And I remember when they would hang up the phone, I would feel so heavy. I mean, I would feel so heavy. And it made me realize that that was probably what I was doing in my last friendship. And I didn't realize that in that moment that I was a toxic friend. At the end of the day, this is what therapists are for. And even therapists have therapists, you know, because your issues and your problems are not for your friends to carry. Your friends, yes, they're supposed to be there for you. But at the end of the day, we all go through stuff. We all have our own issues. We all have the things that we're trying to get through and get past. And I'm not saying that you cannot reach out to your friend for advice and for comfort or anything like that. What I am saying is we need to be more aware of where our friends are in that moment. And just a simple question could really transform that conversation by just asking your friend, hey sis, are you in a good space to hear me out right now? Are you emotionally and spiritually available to hear me out right now? Put that disclaimer out there so they know that what's about to come is heavy. And they can choose and decide whether or not they want to entertain that. Just asking that could change so much because you are opening the door of transparency between you and your friend. You are creating such a solid foundation between you and your friend where she knows or he knows that you're not just about to throw up some stuff on her right now or on him right now, but you really care about the state that he or she is currently in before you share. It's selflessness, okay? When we just call our friends and just start wilding, it's selfish because you never know where they are right now in time. And don't be upset with them if they say no. If they say, honestly, I'm not okay right now. I really can't have this conversation. And I'm not okay right now, but you know, let's quickly pray about it. And I pray that whatever's going on in your life, I pray it works out. I need some prayer as well. Like, give that space for that transparency to happen. For your friend to be transparent with you. Because if you just call them and you just throw up all your stuff on them, you don't even know if they were capable and able to even accept all that you were saying. And also going back into it, a lot of times our childhood traumas and the things that we go through in our younger years have a part to play in the way we depend on other people in our adult life. So for example, I dealt with a lot of childhood traumas. I dealt with a very absent dad. I mean, my dad was there, but he wasn't really there. A lot of Nigerians, we do suffer from that, where our moms are the ones that raised us, but our dads were also in the household, but wasn't emotionally or spiritually present. So I looked to my friends to be there for me in a lot of ways that I was missing from my dad. And I feel like that is unfair to put that on somebody else. And I didn't realize that at the time. But now as a grown adult, I'm starting to realize that at the end of the day, people have their own issues. If you can't talk to a therapist about it, listen, go talk to God. If anything, go talk to God. If you believe that therapy is the way to go, I encourage you to pray about the therapist that you choose, because not all therapists are for you. Ask God to speak through that therapist. Ask God to speak through him, through her, in order to reach you. Like I said, your weight and your cross is not for your friend to carry. They have enough problems and issues of their own. And it's not fair for us to expect our friends to be there for us the way that God is supposed to be there for us. No matter what our issues are, no matter what it is, He doesn't get tired of listening to us. He doesn't get tired of hearing what we have to say. He's there. So go to God, go to Him. And a lot of times you might say you're far away from God. You don't know how to, talk to Him right now. You've been living in sin for such a long time. How do I go to God now? He don't care about none of that. He doesn't care about any of that. That's what you are thinking. That's your mind. That's the devil saying to you, oh, you did that yesterday, girl. You did that the other day, girl. God not trying to hear from you. That is not true. Those are the lies the devil tries to tell us to keep us away from talking to God. God is so forgiving. God loves you so much. He doesn't get tired of hearing your problems. He's not loud. He's very quiet, and you have to be still to hear Him speak. So a lot of times when we don't hear this loud voice, we don't think that God is talking to us. We don't think that He's listening. We don't think that He's there. But God is not a loud God. He's very quiet. And you have to be in a still place, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, to hear Him. God draws close to the brokenhearted. He loves you so much. Take your problems to Him. Don't take your problems to your friends. So y'all, it's time for us to start taking accountability for the pressures we put on our friendships, the pressures we put on our family, the pressures we put on everyone that's not God. Your cross is not for your friend to carry. Your cross is not for your family to carry. It's too heavy. It's too heavy. But it's not heavy for God. It's not heavy for Him. He's there for you. He loves you so much. And in making this video, I'm talking to myself too. A lot of times, if someone is not there for you, it's easy to discard them. I remember I was upset a while back about someone not doing something for me. And then I went to see them. Something just told me to go see them. And I went to see them. And they were going through so much. I mean, it made my issues look like, what is this, girl? They were going through so much. But I had already judged them for not being there for me. I had already condemned them for not being there for me. How could this person not be there for me? This person is my friend. And they were going through stuff that I would not wish on my worst enemy. So it's so easy to condemn other people because they're not there for you. But you have no idea what people are going through. You have no idea the things that they have to pull themselves out of every single day. Depression is real, but depression is not your portion. Whatever it is you're going through, take it to God. He's got you. He's got you. And if you want to seek therapy, which I encourage, pray about your therapist. Pray about the person you choose to speak life into you. Pray that God speaks through them. So if you have a toxic friend and you would like to salvage that friendship, start the conversation. Start talking to them. Start letting them know how they make you feel, what it is that you are upset about, what it is that you're bothered about in your friendship. And if you are the toxic friend that will be having a conversation soon with someone, be open to hearing them out. Be open to hearing their truth, and be open to receiving what they have to say. Because if they are reaching out to talk to you, it's because they care about you, they love you, and they want to salvage that friendship. It's super easy to cut someone off, but it's super hard to have these conversations with our friends to evoke change. I love you guys so much. I'm gonna end this video here. If this has helped you, if this could potentially help anyone that you know, please go ahead, feel free to share, feel free to like, comment, and don't forget to subscribe. It encourages me. I thank you so much for watching this video and staying tuned. I hope it helped in any way. Girl, hear myself talk, sometimes it helps me too. So yeah, I love you guys so much, and I will see y'all in my next one. Bye.